What is going on, folks? Happy Sunday. Happy July. We're halfway through the year. Can I get a mic and video check? Make sure, when it's just get I get nervous, y'all. Hack is out again. It's just me. I can see people already logging off. What's going on, y'all? Um it is, yeah, it's going to be one of those Sundays where I'm just going to be kind of rolling through here rambling. I'll try not to do an hour long video on one specific bottle review. I've got a few here that I'm going to do tonight. We're going to get into my top 10-ish of the year so far. I've seen a few other whiskey tubers do that. I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm gonna get into that. I would love to hear your thoughts too. Um, I don't have all the fancy things set up with the things that stream we might also get the chat Nightbot in here, anyway. But I think it's going to be great. Super chats tonight. I am going to attempt the wheel myself. Super chats tonight will be for my top 5 whiskeys of the year thus far samples that will be hand delivered to you, of course. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. So if you would like to have some of those samples again, I think our thing is set for, is it $5 super chats, which you don't have to do that, but it's always fun and we spin the wheel and we like to have fun. So oh, I see someone call Naomi. Everything good? Okay. So yeah, people can hear me, people can see me. Cheers, all. What's going on? Let me get here into all I have Tim joining me later. We're gonna talk top 10, but then also we're gonna talk about what are some other bottles that may not be those like LE hard to find things. And then like some of the maybe even single barrels. We'll see. We'll talk a little bit about that. But let's get into the chat here. Dave V, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Is on another trip. The man is living his best life. We miss you here, Dennis. Hope you're having. I think it is your anniversary. So congratulations, happy anniversary. What's going on, Randall? Cheers, Steve Paul. Welcome in. Wes been needing me some Hack and Mac time. Well, unfortunately, you just got Mac time. Oh, and you got Tim time too. He's coming up, but no Hack. Hack is on a trip with the family. I think it is a big last trip for his son's scouts, and it looks like they're having a blast. So we miss you, Hack. Much love though. Jeremy Dirks, cheers, welcome in. Jim Turner, what's going on? Joe the sample guy. We got Tim sitting here ready to go in a bit. B Scott, what's going on, man? Tim K. Cheers, Hack and Mac. Welcome in. Sweet Cindy. Yep. Oh, just wait, guys. I have a bottle cam tonight. I have a bottle cam. Bottle cam. Just wait. We'll see if that actually works. What's up, CJP? What's up, Corey? We hope you're doing good, man. Real Queasy. G, welcome in. Let's see here. I'll keep scrolling. Again tonight, the theme is, what are some of the best bottles I've had this year? I want this to be interactive though. What are the bottles you've loved? I've been lucky to I have got a couple of these bottles that I was able to get in the lottery. I've been very lucky this year. And so I think some of these bottles I understand may be a little hard to find. Um, and I would love to know if you've had them or if not, if you're not even hunting them. Let's see. What's going on, Jerry? Cheers. Did I miss you, Terry? But no. Bottle Assassin. What's going on? Cheers. Welcome in. Let's see here. I'm going to keep scrolling down and we're going to jump into this tonight. Let's see here. Dennis C on it. Man, Dennis is committed. He's on the Amtrak Chicago to Amtrak Chicago to San Francisco. Whoa. That is serious. That's awesome. Well, cheers, Dennis. Thanks for jumping in and joining. Rolling in the deep tonight. Did I hear the deep? We're gonna have to give a little bottle cam. I'm so excited about the bottle cam. Thank you to the producer for the help on the bottle cam. Testing it out. We'll get to the deep. Rolling in the deep. I love it. So, what's going on, y'all? I hope everyone is having a good evening. I think I missed a couple of weird whiskey. What's going on, Pat? CJP. Let's see here. David Roper, welcome in. Recently found your channel, loving it. Yeah, typically Hack is here. We, you know, go back and forth and act real stupid and stuff and drink some whiskey and try to sound like we know what we're talking. I don't even know if we try to sound like we know what we're talking about. Cheers, Naomi. Let's see. Joe 424. But yeah, so Hack is out tonight, but I'm rolling. We're rolling here. So let's start. I'm gonna pull up my top 10. And again, my top 10 is gonna be maybe not like completely in order. And I'm gonna try to go a bit more into like groupings because um I think there are tiers with whiskey, and I think based on palates and like what you've eaten that day or your mood, like these things can move. And but I'm going to try to give you a top 10, and would love to know what you think too, and I'd love to hear yours too. Man, I just got back from DC. I'm not a fan. Rick J, Washington DC right now is an interesting place. There's a lot of things closed and fences and weird things set up. uh it's a good city. It's got some great stuff, but I hear you. Sometimes I'm not a fan either. But let's get into it, y'all. Okay. I need to pull up my list here. And the first one I'm going to start with, gosh, I'm going to sit here trying to pull these, and it's been a cluster. I know everyone's shocked to hear that. I'm not going to be able to find the first bottle, which is that. Oh, it's this one. Oh wait, no, it's not. Tradecraft. Here, there it is. Okay, here we go. We're gonna try the bottle cam. Here we go. I hope everyone has joined this as much as I am right now. We're gonna try the bottle cam. Boom. Tradecraft. This is hot off the presses, and I'm gonna group this into my like top 10-ish. You're gonna have like a couple here. You're gonna be like, wait a second, you said more than 10 or less than 10. Just let's go with the flow. I cracked this last night, and I am super pumped about this. And I was texting Nancy, and Nancy, we love you. And since Hack's not here, I can't be as weird as Hack, but I'm gonna attempt to kind of read what Nancy did here. This is super exciting whiskey, and when I heard about this, I was a little, I don't know, I was excited, but I was also a little worried, because I love Nancy, and I'm a big fan, and she can really do no wrong. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with y'all. If I'm not a fan of something, and the task that she had here with Tradecraft, it was Broad Branch Distillate and MGP High Rye Distillate, which is quite an undertaking. And if anyone can do it, she can. So if you have not had Broad Branch is a North Carolina distillery that is putting out, I think, some of the best whiskey right now, specifically rye. I love their rye. I think it's 100% Washington grown rye. And like again, I was just blown away with this distillery. And I love me some MGP. So when I heard about Tradecraft, I jumped on it. This is $125. This is an 8-year age statement. And no, that's a good question, connoisseur. I've got some notes, guys. I'm prepared. I'm gonna try to answer this question. This is the first bourbon blend from Broad Branch. Everything else is typically single barrel. The Big Winston is their flagship, like you stated, and I think you are correct there, connoisseur. It's the Big Winston distillate with the high rye. So let me get into some of the notes. And if you've ever had Broad Branch, the craftiness of their bourbon is pretty apparent. Like I wouldn't call this like Broad Branch like entry level. If you've got friends who are just getting in, if you're just getting into things, it's like, it's a little crafty. I really like it. But let's get into this. But what happens when you blend with MGP? I mean, that's a whole nother level. I was really afraid, and I don't know why, because Nancy is the boss, but it would be really easy for a broad branch and MGP to to for the broad branch to completely overpower it. That did not happen here, and this is just is a beautifully crafted whiskey. I'll just get into it. So the thing I love about broad branch, I get it in the rye, but then also in the bourbon, is this like orange zest, like almost like burnt orange peel, orange zest, and like toffee, and that is here, and it is just it's awesome. And um as the finish starts to swell, you get that, you know, that sort of like cola caramel and oak, little caramel and oak, if you will. I'm already starting on the caramel and oak. I know. Here we go, everyone. I'm getting that out of the way. Uh, and it is just like really well crafted. Again, this proof here, we're at 121, which is it drinks 121, and I like that about it. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm a big fan. Nancy actually sent me some notes here. Um, this was again a blend of MGP and Broad Branch. I'm not sure if she is allowed to share what the specific blend was, so I'm not gonna to go there on the ratio. Broad Branch was matured in several cooperages: ISC Char 4, ISC Char 1, Sigma Moreau, and Tonellerie, which I have only seen that a couple times. I'm probably mispronouncing the Tonellerie, but that's really cool. Both the Sigma Moreau and the Tonellerie had a ton of oxidized nutty sherry notes, even though that's only 2 barrels out of the 13 total in the blend. Those were extremely high proof and aromatically intense barrels that really brought the whole thing together. Thank you, Nancy. That's so cool. Again, so I think this might still be up on Sealbox. I'm sure this is going to get out to other distributors. Um, but if you're a fan of Broad Branch, if you're a fan of MGP, if you're a fan of Nancy, take a flyer. It's going to be different than anything you have on your shelf. I'm a fan. So, cheers, Nancy. That was awesome. Is anyone else? So let me get into the comments here. Has anyone had this yet? I feel like because I'm so close to the Sealbox warehouse, I get Sealbox stuff like almost next day. So thank you to Sealbox for that. And I have not seen anyone else really talk about it. So I'm really looking forward to hearing folks and what they think of this. So okay, let's keep rolling. I can't do 30 minutes on each one, but I really wanted to highlight Tradecraft, and again, would love to hear what you guys think here. Some of the other whiskeys that I really liked, and since we are on the Nancy train here, the Still Austin 7-year red corn. That one is amongst the kind of rounding out the top 10 here. I really loved this whiskey this year. This one had a lot more oak on it. Not surprising. It's a year older. 7 years for Still Austin is getting up there. I have heard mixed notes on this one. I think some people like the 6-year better, some even like the 5-year better. But I think I really liked the oak tannic, and I don't mean tannic in a bad way. This one really rounded out some of those sweet sort of raspberry vanilla flavor that I really thought was great here. Up next, Star Hill Farm. This is what are they calling this batch? I don't think they call them batches. This is the 2026 release. Let me get into this. from last year, I loved it. I killed 2 of those bottles last year. This one, and actually, I'm gonna pour this one too. Give me a second here. 2 mash bills, one 100% malted wheat and one 70% wheat, 30% malted barley. So the final blend is gonna be 27% wheat, 62% malted wheat, and 11% malted barley. MSRP is $100 on this one. Good luck finding it for 100. I think I paid 125 for this one. But since I killed 2 of them last year, this was like my summer whiskey of the year. Mm. Yeah, great question, Tim. Last year, Star Hill Farms is a lot more sweet. Although as this opens up, I do it is getting more sweet. Mm. Let me dig here into the comments, y'all. Thanks for asking questions. I'm drinking the best fat kit whiskey she made batch. Oh, 515. Those over five. I think it's over 492 batches of the Joseph Magnus. I know it seems like we ask this like every week and I forget. That's awesome. That's awesome, Andrew. David, your bottles arriving this week. I assume you're talking about Tradecraft, maybe. Love seal box. Spend way too much money on them. All right, that's good to know. Bottle Assassin. I think you're talking about. Are you talking about the Still Austin Red Corn? Yeah, I got to give props to my guy Hack and Mama Hack for that Still Austin Red Corn. They waited, and Mama Hack gifted me that one. I know it. That you guys, what's going on with Still Austin? Like that stuff is going for like straight up trade for like a Tanyard Hill for a Still Austin Red Corn, which is I love Still Austin Red Corn, but come on, Brandon. Yeah, I'm the one that likes the 6 year better. Yeah. I do not know that answer, Tim K. I I don't know if it's hit the like because I think they also have a Total Wine um contract. I don't know if it's hit the Total Wines yet. I think it has. I think Anthony Graveshot posted about that. I like the 2025 Star Hero font. Okay. Yeah, Dave, I was leaning that way. Let me get into this here. Yeah, this one um this is a lot more there's a lot more oak and then there's something else here and I should if I was good at this, I would have last year's mash bill next to me if producer be the best. The Star Hill Farms 2025 mash bill. Which really came across as just this jammy, fruity, just wonderful, sort of like a little bit of funk on the wheat, but like so drinkable. What's the proof? We were working at 116, which is an awesome proof for this. Dave, I'm with you. I think I liked last year's better, but I still really like this one. The more I drink it, it's opening up. Only place I've seen the Star Hill had 220. Yeah, people are holding on. I mean, some of these, museum stores. What's going on, Jay? Yeah, new Prov 10 LE is awesome. I think I've had that one, Jay. I think they had that one at Fountain Inn. I'm getting confused with all the Prov releases, but I love them. What's up, Bradley? What's going on? Welcome in. I would not pay over retail. Yeah. $100 is a great price for this. It's still a bit much. I think last year's I would pay 100. I'd pay 100 for another one last year. This one is like 85-ish in my head, but you're just not going to find it because I mean MSRP is 100 and it's not that crazy. Here we go. 51%, 27. Got it. So we are dealing with 51% soft red. Okay. What's the malted barley component? This is a lot more malted barley. I, I, think that's where a bit more of that bitterness comes from. 51% soft red. Okay. What's the malted barley component? This is a lot more malted barley. I think that's where a bit more of that bitterness comes from. I think that's where a bit more of that bitterness comes from. 51% soft red. Okay. What's the malted barley component? This is a lot more malted barley. And I like it. It's just it's not as summery jammy as last year's. Thank you, producer. I have a 2026 Star Hill Farms got it specs for 130. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they're going for. I've seen a lot more just, out there. What's going on, Harold? Okay, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. We got to keep moving here. We got a lot happening. Again, I don't even think I've hit the actual top 10 at this point. These again, I would call this my like tier 4 of this year. Actually, you know what, Tim, if you're okay, I'm gonna pull you up here for this conversation. Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Guys, welcome Tim in here. Let's see. How do I do this? Tim, give me an audio check here. Can I hear you? How's it going?
Yep. How's it going?
Okay. Good, man. This next bottle, which I think is I think it's at 10. It's like it's about to break in there. Again, this is the Peerless 10. Thank you, Tim. You're the
looks like you've done a hurting on it.
I guess I have done a hurting on this one. Let me see. I don't want to put. Here we go. Ooh, Tim, you are. At one point, I think I asked you when I think we were first getting to know each other, your favorite distillery. You said Peerless.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this 10 here?
I really like it. The only problem I had, and I have the same problem with not just that bottle, but Peerless in general, is just the price sucks on them.
I know. What was this one again, Tim? It was like
it was like $200 or something like that, somewhere around there. Way too much money, but I don't regret buying it.
Yeah, it's their first 10-year product. Sorry, I'll take. I'm still learning this whole bottle cam. I don't even know what's behind me here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, look. Oh, there we go. Look at this color. One more pour. Here we go. The specs on this one. I'll take this down here, Tim, and we can chat. Peerless 10-year. I've been seeing people talking about this as whiskey of the year, Tim. Like they're like whiskey of the year. This is incredible. Let's see.
It's good. It's good, but there's some really heavy hitters that I haven't tried yet that I don't know that it's going to stand up to something like a Austin Nichols or something like that, but
yeah.
It's a solid pour, I think, if you ignore the price.
Yeah. Did I not introduce Tim? Tim, I
guess not.
Tim, welcome in, Tim. Tim is my good friend of the channel. Tim, I mean, I feel like we don't even need to introduce Tim, but I will.
I mean, there might be some newer members on here who haven't. I've been on here a couple times, but
that's true. Well, then let me do a better job here. I mean, Tim, you've been in the, we met on the Bruzel.
Yeah, we met through Bruzel. Yeah. We've then went to Spillway.
Yep.
Been to Louisville, had a trip down there. I'll see you again at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Up in DC.
Yeah. And you came to my birthday trip when I had to drag a few of you here, but thanks for coming to my birthday trip in Louisville. It was so awesome. But Tim, I think Tim is super knowledgeable on whiskey. He's also, I would say, one of the most giving people when it comes to whiskey. The amount of wonderful pours I've had from you is incredible. And so that's why I wanted to bring Tim up in here. If you guys don't know Tim, you get to know him. He's in the Discord a ton.
Yep. And I'm just a friend of the channel. So
but what would you say is your what do you like, Tim? Like really quick. I know that's a super high level question, but what kind of whiskey, if someone corners you? I say I love Wild Turkey, I love Jack, but what's your I know it's a Peerless, but
well, if I had to pick a single brand, it'd be Peerless. But if I had to pick it's kind of a broad category, but I absolutely love the buff turkeys. There's a note that I get on those, this cherry note. I won't say that everyone has it. They're all single barrels, so they aren't all going to have it. But when they do have it, like the Reveries 14, no clock.
Yeah.
That's one that definitely has it. The
Oh
seal
yeah.
box
Yeah.
batch 1 had that.
Yeah. So you do lean more fruity or more like dessert like caramel
Usually fruitier. Yeah, usually fruity.
okay.
I definitely love both, but if I had to pick one, it'd be fruity.
So I think maybe the question too, and while we have this up here, Tim, I'm gonna actually bring this back up here to the stage and we're gonna go big because I think the question for me is this better than is this better than their distillery releases? And I have trouble with that.
Yeah, I would say it's different.
Yeah.
But it's not a very, at least for me, it's not a very fruity pour. And I have definitely got some of their single
Yeah.
barrels that are full of fruit.
Yeah, so I think like that's the thing where if you're and I think the shelfers are really good too. The shelfers are also expensive, right?
Yeah,
Like
they're like I said, Peerless is just expensive in general. My favorite one that I've got on the shelf right now is there's a double oak rye. I don't know if you've got that one or not.
yeah.
The smoked black cherry, I think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
Tim, you got me this.
Yeah,
Um
I might have hand delivered a couple of those.
yes.
Yeah,
And I think like once it's just hard for me when with the 10-year product
yeah,
to just kind of be I would put it kind of midway on my single barrels. I haven't done it in blinds, but I think like that's just kind of where I am uh with this Peerless 10. Now, at the same time, if you've only had their shelfers and you're able to get a pour of this 10-year, I think
yeah.
you're gonna see
It's a step up from like their batch products. The other one I have a hard time with that's kind of in the same boat.
sorry.
The Starlight 10-year.
Oh
It's another $200 bottle that
right.
it's good whiskey, but you know, around the 150 would have been a lot easier to stomach.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, 100 would have been even better, but you know,
Yeah. So maybe I'll round out this. If you haven't had the Peerless 10-year, and again, the price, Tim, was this over? This was like two.
it was right around 200.
For it's but at the same time, this thing Hibiscus, the proof point on this, if I can remember, is 117. You can see the color here. It is really dark.
Yeah.
The nose, the palette matches how this looks to me. It is like, I think someone said mahogany, like that sort of real, sort of old library smell. It's great. It smells
Reeks of
older.
mahogany and leather-bound books.
Exactly. It doesn't have any fruit in it to me,
No.
but it is oak. It's an oaky boy.
Yeah. I'll say that that's probably my second favorite note is I've got some really old pours up there that, oak is the main thing, like the Evan Williams 23 up there.
Yep.
No, that's a very oaky pour.
Yeah. All right, Tim. Well, let's keep rolling. Thanks for joining me early.
Yeah,
If you
no
don't mind,
problem.
I'll
Nope,
just keep
that's
rolling. We'll keep
yep.
going. I haven't. Yeah. So I bet because I feel like that was my like round out outside of the top into my tier 3, which is inside of the top 10. I'm making up fake numbers, I think, today. So I hope
Do you even know how many you picked?
I think I had like 13 here. I don't like we're now getting into okay, where is the next? Okay. Oh no, this one's higher. Okay, here's the problem because sometimes I'm like, this one's higher than the other one.
Just don't number them. Don't put them in order. Just say these
Yeah, is
are,
that okay?
yeah. Perfectly fine. You do
3 to me.
you.
Thank you, Tim. This is like tier 3 to me where maybe anyway. Here we go. Oh gosh.
See, this is why you need to mark a spot on the table.
I know. So this 1924 this year. And Tim, do you have this one?
I do
like,
not, but I
okay.
will say that this year's been the most I have ever seen it on the shelf. I was at Costco here a couple weeks ago. They had an entire pallet of it for $99.
See, in the last year's, y'all, it is, I don't know. I know have been, especially with the new, oh gosh, what is it? The new batched product of, what's the other Brown-Forman?
King of Kentucky.
King of Kentucky. How am I? It's been a week.
Which is not too far off from 1924.
Yeah, this 1924 is just solid.
Yeah. Well, it's solid, but those batch King of Kentuckys aren't that special.
Yeah. They're really not. So I think for $100 all day, the more I keep pouring this into blinds, and again, this is this year's release of 1924. There's this one I think is a step up. For $100 is a deal. Batch 4, Jack Daniel's 12. Big fan. I'm a Jack Daniel's fan. I do not have. So by the way, these are bottles that I own that I'm doing this year. So I do not own a 14 this year. I had a sample. I think it's great. I think it might be a slight step up from 12, but the 12 batch 4 this year is special.
Is it less oaky than last year?
I think it is. Yeah.
I mean, the 14.
Are you talking about 12?
14.
14 is less oaky than last year's from my memory.
So I know every batch that I've tried, 12 is always my favorite one. I think it's kind of the sweet spot.
Yep.
14 was always kind of way too oaky for me.
Yeah. Again, I think for the price, the MSRP on these, what is it? What are these going for now? I think
they're around 120, 130, somewhere in there. I mean, if you can find it for that, good luck. But MSRP, I believe, somewhere right around there. They just raised it.
Oh, it's 100.
I believe. Is it 100?
Yeah, because I think last year maybe been a little less. The 10 years $89.99, 12-year $99.99, and then 14 $150.
Maybe I was thinking total wine prices. They jacked the price up on those this year.
1924 is the bottle I go to more than any other currently. Let me get to some of the super chats, y'all. Thanks again for the super chats today. If you do the super chat, you'll get my top 5 samples. Thanks for jumping in here. Unity.
I wish I could have included that in my list this year, but for me, I got it last year.
Oh yeah, right.
So couldn't include it.
Well, can I include it in my list this year? See, that's a good question because I was thinking that was a last year release.
It is, but you didn't get it till this year.
That's true. That's true.
You got Bruzel in the chat.
What's that?
You got TJ in the chat.
Nice. What's going on, Bruzel? Welcome in. We are going over my top 10 thus far this year. My top 10-ish. That's what I'm saying because I'm doing tier
15 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go back. Let's see here. So Wes, I'm gonna talk about Pursuit too here in a bit. But I love that Sakura. Stallion says, "Nice to meet you." I think Tim, nice to meet you. Jay Will, another sweet hat. Yeah, there we go. Old Forster. I got this Tim when we went to our President's Choice tasting, which
So what going on a sidebar there? What are your thoughts on the recent President's Choices?
Yeah.
I've definitely got some thoughts on them, but
the recent. So yeah, I'm with you. The other, sorry, I didn't even say how my feeling because I know how you feel about them, and I am with you. The President's Choices this year and last year have not been up to par in my head, especially for the price.
I think it's a combination of them trying. I get them trying to make them more available.
Yeah,
but in you know, they're not the only ones who have fallen into this trap of when they make them more available, they also kind of lower the quality of them too.
Yeah.
And I think that at least on the president's on, you know, I'm not saying there's not some good ones out there, and I'm not saying it's bad whiskey. I'm just saying it's not 225 or whatever they cost now. They're
Yeah.
not that good.
Yeah. I think I'm with you. So I it's tough when you have we have so much great bourbon now that is getting older, that is getting cheaper, that's on the shelf.
Yeah.
And I think so we, you know, I get deliveries in DC. I'm very lucky, as you know, Peerless, and then also Old Forester delivers their lottery stuff too. I didn't even buy one, and I had a chance to buy, and I was asking other people. Tim, I think I asked you. I mean, I already knew your answer, but
Yeah.
for what is it, 250?
Yeah, somewhere
Yeah.
right around there. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's get back to the chat here. Oh, 210. What's going on? We got Todd here in the chat. Welcome in. I know Todd did his you know, your best whiskeys thus far. Todd, if you could remind us maybe your top 5 in the chat, that'd be awesome. Bruzel, just swinging through, finishing up work for the week before another one starts. Y'all have a good stream. Yeah, well, thanks for swinging through, Bruzel. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good week. Whiskey Nose, what's going on, buddy? I hope you're doing well. Okay. With Tim B's ascension into the hack spot, does that move me up to the number 1 favorite Tim in the chat? Oh man, this is tough.
Maybe for this week.
Maybe this week. Yeah,
Yeah.
you might be number 1. You might be number 1 here for this week. Okay, Larry, that is a great choice. The Saz Full Proof is I have a whole section of like budget great bottles that I wanted to talk about.
For the price, that's a really hard one to beat.
Yeah.
They just knocked it out of the park with that Saz Full Proof.
President's Choice is out for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, ever since when they released the rye was the first year that they lowered the age statements on them, and they just haven't been the same, you know. Now I think they're a minimum of less than 7 years or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I know they'll say, you know, the whole heat cycling thing, but still there's a difference.
All right, so this is still in that same tier, but this is gonna be crazy that I'm putting this bottle up here.
Is that 2601?
Yeah.
Yep.
I am loving this Booker's Big Easy batch. And I've talked about this a lot in our Discord. I've probably talked about it a lot to you, Tim. And
that was another one Costco had this weekend too. They had 2601 and 2.
Yeah. Oh wait, they had 2?
Yeah, they had 2 also.
Tim, if you find one, if you don't mind.
It wasn't it wasn't over MSRP, but it wasn't as good as sometimes I see.
Well, so I think that's the milkshake batch, which if you call, and I think Jason said this on his stream last week, if you call something the milkshake batch, it better be damn good. Right? Like,
yeah.
I am one of those who stopped buying Bookers for a while and then heard about this one and took a flyer, and it is worth it.
Yeah.
I even paid maybe $120, which is pretty high for a Booker's, and that's probably my limit. If you can get this for $100 or under.
Yeah, Costco had them for $99.
This is the best thing about Booker's to me, where you get that beam profile, but it is almost like a dark pecan here instead of a dry peanut.
Yeah.
And it is, and then you have that sweet toffee thing, which I'm a sucker for, man. And I love this bottle.
So speaking of Booker's products, are you going to try the Booker's Reserve 2026 this year?
Is that
that's the cinnamon one?
Oh gosh. So I'm not okay.
So I didn't think I'd like last year's either, but
right.
I
Oh, the
love
tequila one.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd like the tequila one.
Where did I try? I tried that with you, didn't I?
Probably in Nashville.
Yeah.
I brought one down for Candace, and she was kind enough to crack it for all of us.
Yes, thank you, Candace. And I remember, I mean, it was kind of a little later in the night, but I think I was like, whoa, this is actually,
Yeah, it was actually good.
I was really down on that. Like I think most people were, but
Yeah.
no, I think I want to try it. And I think the history of it too is, God, now I'm forgetting the history, but I think there's some, with Booker's, I think in the family line, like that
Mhm.
whole sort of like cinnamon. I forget the whole story there, but there was a specific sort of drink that was created
Yeah.
with their bourbon that was cinnamon added, and this is kind of a throwback to that, which is cool.
Yeah.
All right, this is Todd's, I think, top 5 here. Yeah. Okay. The 13th Colony Barrel Symphony. Have you is that the Burr Rye thing?
Yeah, that's their new Burr Rye.
I've kind of
For me, 13th Colony's kind of hit or miss. I've had some really good things from them. I've had some mid to not so great things from them.
Yeah.
I have heard a lot of good things about that Barrel Symphony, but I guess I've heard enough good things that maybe I'll try it, but
yep. I'm with you. I had a couple bad cast strengths single barrels from them that were overpriced. And so but I've heard good things, Todd. Let's see. It's not really bourbon. I love it. Others haven't. Yeah, because it's 95.5 and is it their distillate? No, are they still using okay,
it's probably MGP would be my guess. I think they distill very little of their product.
Yeah.
If any of it. I know they've got a still, but that's I guess one of the big complaints I have with 13th Colony is they're not very transparent about what they're doing.
Yeah. All right, this next one. I'm now at 7. So now I have numbers here, which is kind of like a thing, but maybe not.
Did those get slipped to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh no, it's all good. All right, here's the next one. Speaking Todd, I think you here we go. If I could learn how to use this thing. Elijah Craig 15 was, I think, a huge surprise for a lot of people because the Elijah Craig 18 is much maligned in the whiskey community. I think it has an epic nose. I think it might have one of the goated noses. But Elijah Craig 18, not great. Elijah Craig 15, what is the proof on this? 103.
Well, they're all single. Are they barrel strength or do they proof them down?
So they are all single barrels, and I think they're all proofed down to 103. I think. Oh, wait a second.
I've got one over on the shelf, but I don't know.
Sorry, I'm getting corrected. Thank you, producer. They're all 108 proof down. This is barrel 103, and they're all single barrels. And shout out to Todd. We're gonna these Glens that everyone can get if you just join their channel.
Yep.
Right?
Everyone can get those.
He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me.
He'll blame it on Andy. Andy's in charge of merch.
That's right.
I am sporting the shirt though.
Yeah, there we go. I love it. Here, okay. So I'm gonna remove this. We're gonna go back here. All right. I'm getting the hang of it, Tim. All right.
So I do have a bottle of that, and it is it's really good. I don't know that I would put it as a top whiskey of the year. Maybe in particular category. Maybe if I categorize stuff, it would be, but
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's tough doing this, but I've been pulling this bottle a lot, and so I'm like, if I'm drinking it a lot, if I put this in a blind, like Raven 5 is gonna kill it, that Booker's is gonna kill it. but it doesn't mean it's worse or better. So
No.
I just think they did a really great thing, and Heaven Hill has been doing has had a great year, I think.
Have you had a chance to try the 21 yet?
20
EC21.
I wait, the EC21. No, the one that has a
No.
light in the box. Dude, of course I want that. You know it has a light in the box.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. I saw Cam Drums and Drams did his review, and he pulled it from the box and it had a light, and I was like, I gotta get this thing.
I know it's like a $300 bottle or something like that, but
I know.
I kind of want one. I kind of like the older Heaven Hill stuff. You know,
Yeah, you do. Yes.
23 was really good. You know,
yeah, yes, it was. Let me get into the Elijah Craig 15 real quick here. This is an MSRP $150. I think, did these things come and go, Tim? Have you seen these out there? Let me know. I haven't seen a lot, frankly.
I haven't seen them recently. There was like a couple months where I saw them pop up every once in a while, but I haven't seen them in a while.
The proof, is this real? This is a question for the producer. We're getting so I had some help from Claude. I used Fable 5 on this, which is a bit of overkill. It's like a bazooka on an ant hill. To help pull some of my stats here. The 108 proof per Claude is deliberate. It's a nod to May 4th, 1964, the day Congress recognized bourbon as a distinct product of the United States. 108 translates to 54%. Wait, I still don't get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not getting it, but I guess when you look at percentage, maybe
5-4. That's a bit of a
that.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it's good. It's great. I think the proof point's really nice on it. I think 150 is. I think it's a 15-year whiskey. 150 is not that crazy. So
next one.
Let's go. Let's keep rolling. Oh, I think we have a battery issue with the
bottle cam.
With the bottle cam.
Didn't plug that thing in.
Okay. I just got this a couple nights ago, and Tim, do you remember this conversation? We were talking a little bit about Found North in our chat. So people can see here. This is batch 12. A lot of people call it batch 16, and they called last year's batch 18 because it's 8 year. That's the age stated of it. But this is their batch 12. It's their 16-year product. 86 corn, 13 rye, 1% barley. Have you had this yet, Tim? And did you get one?
I know on both.
Okay.
But I've got 11, 10, 2 Peregrines.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got some Found North sitting back there.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
I guess my problem is I just haven't been going to it often enough to need a 6th or 7th bottle of it.
I know, and I kind of don't. Let's see here. Steelbox had this. I get the free shipping, not free shipping. I paid for it, but it pays for itself from what I buy from them. But the Found North batch 12, I just love them, and so I went for this, and it is better than last year's. I think.
Yeah,
it is better than last year's. And by the way, I don't think a Found North has ever drank under proof. To me, these things are hot.
Maybe snow days.
Snow days, yeah. That's one of the lower proof ones, but I love it. I love what they bring, and this thing is I got like just dried apricot, just sweet, sort of real sort of dried fruits, and a lot of
so closer to 11 than 10.
Yeah. Oh, if you like sweet whiskey, if you like fat kid sweet, and this isn't like caramel cake sweet, this is like very like dried fruit is the note. So if you like that, you know, get on this. And if you haven't had any Found North, get this one.
Yeah.
You've got to have some Found North. But I think, Tim, we've talked a little about Found North where you can if you put Found North in a blind, you can maybe get there. There's a Found North note. There's a Canadian.
Yeah, there's a Canadian note there.
Yeah. And I love it. I love it.
I would say of the Canadian whiskey I've had, they're probably my favorite.
Yeah.
You know, there's a couple other ones I've had, but
yeah,
they're probably the best.
Yeah. Let me get back into the chat here, folks. Thanks for joining. We if you just joined in here, we are, what am I at here? I'm on 6. And after my top 5, Tim and I, we're going to talk a little bit about Tim's how are you phrasing it, Tim?
I'm gonna maybe some other things we'll just leave it as maybe some other things you should check out.
Yeah, like I like that category.
It's not necessarily specific bottles.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, buddy? I miss you, man. We're doing good, Eric. Wes, forgot to add SoCo butter cake. Yeah, so I didn't do like picks or single barrels here, but maybe that could be another, Tim, that'd be a fun one. Yeah. We can kick hack off and we'll just do it.
I mean, I think everything I'm going to throw up there is single barrels, but they're not all single barrels. Most of them are. But they're not supposed to be all representative. So we'll see when we get up there.
Yeah. So Bradley Booper, I would say, lives in the Mecca of whiskey. Because
California does get some crazy distribution.
Right? Like it's something. And Bradley's awesome. If you guys don't know Brad, he's in a few of the whiskey chats. You've probably seen him, but such a nice person. And it's always sort of messaging me about like, hey, heads up if you're here. And so if you guys don't know Bradley, get to know him. But yeah, EC21, I have not seen it on the East Coast at all. And I don't know, Todd, have you seen it at all? DMV? Whiskey Knows. Yeah, I want to know from you too, Marty. This is great. Yeah, the single barrel ones. I have not had OGD, and I'm an OGD fan. I have the barrel cigar here, which I've heard a lot of people talk about, and I was going to crack this at some point tonight. McBrayer. I still have not had McBrayer, Marty. I know I got to get on that. Old Glory Double Oaked. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't, with Hack, you can't have Old Glory on the channel.
No, we can't. No, we can't.
No,
we love Old Glory. I love Old Glory. So yeah, so that is fine. Let's roll through these because I'm now in my top 5 here. Oh man. And I don't know. Anyway, okay. The wheel is weird for me.
What does it say?
It's not. Okay.
It's not tracking.
No. Okay. All right. So we are tracking the wheel. The producer is helping me with that. Let's get into our top 5 here. And number 5. And these are all, this is
so on your list, are you ignoring price and just going straight off of taste? Yeah.
I also think this is tier 2. Now we're in tier 2, and these numbers don't really mean anything other than it's a tier. Bum, bum.
That 5.
Yeah, this is 5. Or even 5. Which wait, what happened? Oh, sorry, I've got a Glen in front. Gosh. I know, y'all. This is the first night with the bottle cam, so
I've been hearing lots of people say that that's one of their favorite ones.
Yeah, Raven
putting it as either number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, I think our friend Ed, didn't Ed say 5 is one of his favorites? Sorry, or maybe
I don't remember. He might have been ignoring 1 because I'm not sure he has 1.
Yeah. He doesn't have as many reveries as me. So anyway, he's gonna watch
I'm not sure Jay has as many reveries.
Oh man. Yeah, so Raven 5 is great. Todd, where did Raven 5 land for you?
I don't think it was on there. I think he had the deep on there.
Yeah. Barrel cigar is rightfully top. I'm gonna have to try the barrel cigar too, Tim, while you're while you're rolling. One is still the best, let's be honest. Yeah, I mean the blends are just great.
He did have batch 5 on there.
I love the transparency of the Raven bottles and all that he does. Yeah. So I think the thing with Raven 5 for me, and Bradley, thank you. Wow. Just poured some Nashville butter cake. It was great on the fresh cracker. Every time I go back, yeah, it gets better and better. Yeah, so Nashville butter cake is was a single barrel from Southern Collective that was
Is it
pick
a
from
low
us.
rye or high rye MGP?
This is a this is a high rye. But it was tricky. It didn't have the full high rye thing.
No.
But thank you, Bradley, for the generous super chat. I had Raven batch 5 is number 5. It literally cracked the day before my list. So it is opening up a lot to me, Todd. And that's the thing about these blends. You've got to give them time too. Like what I'm about to tell it, which the deep is in here as well. I think it is actually next. And that thing, the more I come back to it, just let's go ahead and put it up. Yeah. Which, by the way,
that's your next one.
Yeah.
I might have a Reveries over here on my list too.
Yeah, what are you sipping on, Tim? Are you sipping on anything?
I'm sipping on on what I'm going to talk about. So I won't tell you what I'm sipping on right now.
Here, let's bring these Yeah, so by the way, the branding, come on. Can you get better than this? It's hard to beat that. I love it.
I think his 11th hour branding might beat it.
Oh yeah. That's true. That's true. It just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got Glenn's. So I think with the Raven 5, I got a lot more citrus sweet up front, which a lot of the early Ravens were a lot more that deep dark sort of like oak caramel notes, like a little bit of that toffee thing. And the Raven is just this bright thing. It still has that backbone, that classic Raven backbone, which let's see, the predominant blend here looks like is Bardstown for about half of it, and then MGP, the low rye, for another quarter, and then we get into 14 and 15 year Kentucky distillate, which I think we know what that is. So sorry, Tim, I think you're muted. I think you're
Yep.
Okay.
Does he still have a decent supply of the Lawrenceburg aged Frankfurt distilled barrels?
So I think so. He has he's a man of mystery.
I didn't know if he had started to move on to something like Barton. That's kind of the other old Kentucky distillate that you start to see.
One thing I know that at least he said 6 months ago, he has 0 Barton, which I like Barton, but also we see a ton of that stuff is aged.
Yeah, most of the time when you see old distillate in a blend, a lot of times it's Barton.
Yeah.
Not saying with him, but in general.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to do just a little like palate cleanser here. You may think this is a club cracker. This is something that only the fanciest tasters have. If everyone could take their Skyflake crackers,
fancy club cracker.
These are Filipino crackers, and they're kind of it's something I've been eating for a long time now, since I was a kid. No, this is the producer helped me with this, but they're great because they're like a mix between a club and a saltine. So
okay. So they're like half the butter.
Half the butter, yeah. It's not as like too buttery that's gonna like completely overwhelm you as I'm chewing into the mic. Tim, let me ask you a question while I'm chewing into the mic.
Mm-hmm.
What are you excited about coming up the rest of the year? any releases? Because I was thinking too. I was looking at the calendar.
So
We got a lot of good stuff.
I've been trying not to look at the calendar, because my wallet appreciates me not looking at the calendar. Maybe on the budget side, I'm kind of looking forward to a 1792 rye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the Bullet 20 rye.
Well,
which
that's kind of not attainable. So I'm not looking for it. You know, it's kind of one of those.
I haven't even seen it on secondary.
No.
And I have looked.
They basically just did there's a little bit of external distribution, but most of it was distillery release. I guess that is one Whiskey Nose. That is one I'm looking forward to, is the Knob Creek 12 cast strength.
Man. Right?
I'm going to be down there in Bardstown next weekend, and that gift shop will probably be one of my stops, and that might be the end of No by July.
No by July, which
I know you've been strictly following No by July.
July was not a me thing. Everyone, I think this was a Tim. Tim kind of snuck the
Hack snuck this in.
Okay. Why did Hack blame you? Hack, for some reason, Hack blamed you at one point when Todd was like, which, by the way, every week they're just like ripping into us. They're ripping into you. They're ripping into me. Not me, Todd. All right.
He's following it. He just made his own rules and has a lot of exceptions in there. Basically anything that he can pick up at Bourbon Concierge or was made by Jay or
Stallion, I don't are you talking about our Discord or let me know what you mean, Stallion. And I hope I know the answer.
I do have an exception for barrel picks you were on, Todd. I do have that exception on mine.
I have an exception for 21090 picks, Reveries, Provenance, Wild Turkey, something cool that you might like to try. And I think that's it. And then it's No by July for me.
And then it's No by July, yeah.
This is the deep. This is a French oak finished. I should know this is all Kentucky distillate here.
Yep.
So I assume this is the Bardstown mash bill at 21%. But man, loving this.
That's one I need to go back to. On the fresh crack, I wasn't as big of a fan of it.
Yeah.
Now I will say that I'm not the biggest fan of French oak in general, so that could be part of it, but
yeah. The color here is special too. Why don't you like French oak? I mean, I think French oak for most people would be Makers.
See, I'm not a Makers fan either.
On the cask on their Makers, what is it?
Is it 46?
Makers
46.
They're French.
Yeah. See, I'm not the biggest Makers fan either in general. So
neither am I. But this thing kicks. Yeah, this thing keeps getting better for me. I think the notes. I've said toffee a lot tonight. It's one of my favorite things in whiskey. That's why you're going to see a lot of whiskeys that have toffee notes. And it's another way, Tim, for me not to say the word caramel so that people don't make fun of me.
You're not going with graham cracker?
Exactly. French oak to me, and especially here, it has like a milk chocolate toffee, which they're there. Like it gets a little drying, but it is sweet too. And I love that. I love that about the deep. And it just keeps getting better. And maybe there's a little fruit. Like maybe a little, what is it?
I'm absolutely loving the nose on what I just poured.
I think I know what's in your glue.
You might. I know you own this bottle.
I'm excited. All right, let's keep rolling. I am close. I'm getting into my top 3, folks. My number 3.
My only question is, when are we going to see the Austin Nichols?
I mean,
because I'm going to assume that assuming that's number 1, but
you don't know if I. You don't know. This guy, which no one's really been talking about. I saw a post finally. Bourbon Retriever. You know Bourbon Retriever? Shout out Bourbon Retriever on the YouTube. He's a DMV guy. He has really great content. This is the rye from Bowman, Abraham Bowman. And let me give some specs here because I was lucky enough. I live close enough that I can enter into the lottery because I think the lotteries now they make you like go in person with your ID. Like you, right? I don't think you can send anyone.
No, you can't. You have to pick it up in person.
Yeah. So this is a $80 bottle, 11-year bullet, undisclosed mash bill, but it is, as we know, the Sazerac owned Buffalo Trace influenced A. Smith Bowman. So we're 110 proof here. Yeah.
So if you had to describe what kind of distilling, would you say that their distilling is non-existent?
I would say maybe.
Maybe.
I've talked about this before, and people got really mad at me, Tim. So you're trying to get me in trouble here. Also, apparently, they have some sort of fancy like program now for like you got to watch Bourbon Retriever's latest thing. He took some quiz from them, and if you score a certain percentage on their like tasting notes, you get to be a part of their LE pick.
Really?
And like it was like really hard. Congrats to Bourbon Retriever who passed it. If I pass it, you better
Caramel and oak.
I do a special live. What's that?
Or caramel and oak, the notes on it.
I know, right? If I passed that and I got to be part of their LE pick. But I think one of the things, people are gonna talk about is like that it's probably the handy mash bill, right?
That'd be my guess.
But man, this thing, the more I drink it is also, if you're a rye drinker, which I am, it is almost not a rye, right? Which I like, you get that from some of those handy products. If you're a real rye drinker that likes real funky, crafty ryes, this is almost like a high rye bourbon.
I don't think anything from Buffalo Trace is that far out there. They're just not that kind of brand.
Yeah. Let me Diggity Dawn, literally behind you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I didn't know if you were literally behind me. I was about to get really scared, Diggity. I was like,
peeking in the bedroom window.
Yeah, Jay got this one. Jay, we were talking about this when I first cracked it. On first crack, I was like, oh, it's good. But the more this thing is opened, this thing is a like caramel cake, carrot cake, all the cakes, like that buttercream frosting. And it is just decadent. You can let's see here. I'm trying to pour a little less because I'm going through a lot tonight. Remember when I was just going to do like an hour stream? All right, Tim, this is your fault.
Yeah, it's all my fault. What's the proof on that?
110.
So it's right around the same proof as the Saz rye.
Yeah, and I have done a blind with all of the Sazes except not like Saz 18.
Right.
But
or a handy.
I did a handy in there. Well, I did a Thomas H. Handy rye whiskey in the blind. Let me just rephrase that. And it competed. I don't remember what happened. All right. So what's up, Poor Decisions? Cheers. Yeah, sorry. I know. Yeah, so I should say this. I'm kind of rolling through these, and Eric, you are right. I'm very lucky to get this in the lottery. I had a year. Let's finish this out. What's my
your more relatable pours?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, let's go to my more speaking of relatable pours. There. which is kind of more relatable. It's still really hard.
It's probably more relatable than
I know
the previous one or the number one.
Yeah. So I think we talked about Michter's last week. I'm not going to go too far onto this. Also, I love that. Also, look at the Glen that I'm drinking this in, which I think is appropriate.
I will say that
Good
I love Good Times. I will say that I think Michter's is becoming a little bit more available. I'm seeing it dropped a lot more at the gift shop, which is kind of a, when stuff starts dropping in the gift shop, usually it means there's wider distribution also. So maybe these will be coming more available.
Yeah. I hope so. Oh man. This one I got really early.
Mm-hmm.
Bourbon Concierge. I paid a premium. And I don't typically I do that sometimes. I'll be honest with y'all.
Yeah, I mean, so it's realistically one of those bottles that you usually don't see on the shelf.
Yeah. Diggity Don, loving the Mac and Tim show.
Watch out, Hack. Show.
Watch out, Hack. Hack's in the Bahamas watching this, just crying. All right.
I'm sure I'm still waiting for him to call in on a satellite phone or something like that.
I know, right? So this Michter's bourbon here, 26. Mine, I think we talked about this last week, so I'll go fast. 26B0273. These are all single barrels. Again, the proof here is 94.4. The nose on this, Tim, is like if you could pick a nose other than my number one.
Other than caramel and oak.
Yeah. Other than caramel and oak. This is my nose. It's got that cherry weird oak funk.
Yeah. I've got it's either 24 or 25. It and the rye are probably one of the few 90 proof bourbons that I actually still go back to.
Yeah. Right. Like
what I'm really looking forward to is when they start. So at the Fort Nelson distillery, the actual gift shop, it's not a high production place.
Yeah.
But what they have distilled there is getting very close to being released.
Yeah.
And I think being on a pot still might just amp that viscosity up, to 11 on those.
And
it could be absolutely phenomenal. They've said that it doesn't taste like it does off the column still. And they're trying to figure out how to market them. So I don't know if that means they're weird or if it's just because they're just different.
From what? Different from
so everything they currently get is off a column still.
Yeah.
And that strips away a lot of the oils, a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everything they do at the Fort Nelson distillery is all pot still.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, they're only making a barrel a day or something like that, a barrel a week or something really low, but they're getting really close to releasing that stuff. They're trying to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Pump. Cheers, buddy. I agree here and got mine early. Also, this 26 is one of my favorites. Yep. Elijah Craig. Any go-to Texas rise?
I would. So
yeah,
I don't live in Texas, but the only thing from Texas bourbon wise that I would consider drinking is still Austin. Unless you were truly into Texas whiskey, then you can start looking at Garrison Brothers, Balcones, something like that. But if you're just dipping your toes into Texas whiskey, try still Austin. Especially if you can find a rye around 7 years old.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Poor Decisions. Thank you for the super chat. Hack is crying in the Bahamas. We're having fun. That's right.
Yeah.
Let me make sure we went through all of the super chats here. Steve Paul. Did I get this? No, I missed this one. Steve, I'm sorry, buddy.
Have you had the Lineage?
I have not yet, and I
Okay.
need to.
I will bring that to DC.
Awesome. Thank you. Top five number, the Deep Raven 5 Lineage Magnus Single Barrel New Louisville Cowboy Cappuccino. Is that a single barrel? I assume it is, Steve Paul. Jerry, thank you for the 15. How are we doing with the um the wheel? The wheel is good. Thank you for the producer. Thank the Lord. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, guys. Again, all the super chats here are going for my top 5 whiskeys. After this reveal, Tim is going to start talking about some of the things maybe you missed, some of the things you haven't heard of. We're going to get into that. And I want to hear from you too. Like,
Maybe
what are
some
some of the things you
suggestions of things to look for
Yeah.
or things to try.
Yeah. So here's, without further ado, I wish I had like a sound effect. I don't think, I mean, this is going to be shocking. What my number one is, Tim.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to surprise anyone.
It's so good. It's taking up
It's a
the
little
whole screen.
close. You can tell this was rehearsed.
It was all rehearsed. How beautiful is this? And Tim, are we? I mean, I hear maybe.
I might have one coming my way.
Okay. I don't want to. We can't jinx anything.
Yeah.
But Tim, I tried, and unfortunately,
yeah. You tried hand delivering it, and your car broke down or something. I don't know, but
no. But how beautiful is this? I love Wild Turkey. Look at this mods. Mods. So, I do need to put this in a blind, although
I can't censor them from the StreamYard chat.
I know. Here, we're gonna move this over here. But like, this is great. It's great. It's expensive. And this is number one for me. I'm a Wild Turkey guy. This is MSRP 400. This is 425 to the door for me in DC, and I got it on, and I was lucky enough to get it on the Wild Turkey drop. This is a 16-year, 120 proof Austin Nichols. Y'all know this. Y'all know everything about this. I don't need to tell you much more. There's a lot of people that probably know more that have dug into this, but
I think it's a lot of people's whiskey of the year.
Yeah. And listen to this. Oh, sorry, that was a little weird. But Tim, I hope you get one of these, and I'm gonna keep looking too, Tim, and we'll let you know. But I think like
I'm 99% confident I'll be getting one.
Let's see here. Let's look. Well, that's great, man. I'm excited. The one I don't have, the Austin Nichols gold foil. Yeah, this is the one. I get mad every time I see that bottle now. I hadn't seen the reviews. I could have got it at Costco for $369.
That is an awesome price. You will never see it that price again.
Kentucky bourbon whiskey. I will not go into, but at the same time, can we be honest?
If he had bought it at $369, I would have bought it off him for a markup.
Yeah. And like at the same time, $369 is a lot of money.
It is. Yeah, like, it is.
There's only like, I don't know, man. We need to be honest about this. And Bourbon Bill just ripped this in half in his last one.
I mean, that's a lot of money for a lot of people to spend on, not just whiskey, but just any other, non-essential spending. That's out of the range of a lot of people. But
absolutely,
if you can afford it, and I don't encourage you to go into debt for whiskey, it's not worth that. But if it fits into your budget or fits into your spending, it's going to be a fantastic bottle.
I think I try to say this, and I think everyone's at a different place with their budgets and their goals and all that, and I'm lucky enough right now to be able to purchase this based on my spending goals and what's happening in my life. You never know.
Yep.
Maybe this won't happen tomorrow, and I got to drink my whiskey too, Tim. But at the same time, like
No, by July, you got to drink what you have.
at the same time, if you don't talk about price, this thing
Yeah.
is killer, and it's one of the best things in my collection. So I love it, Tim.
Yeah.
But let's see what's happening here in the chat. And then Tim, I want to hear what you're sipping on. Let me give one little because
See,
let me give
so
a
Todd mentions Russell's Reserve 15. So the 15 that I had was not very good. I mean,
Tim,
I think you tried the same barrel that I did at it was Brian's at Spillway. It was way over oaked.
which
But
is so crazy.
I've also heard
say.
other people who have ones that are very vanilla forward, but that is not the experience that I had with the one that I tried.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Yours was really oaky. At the same time, like it's an oaky pour.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you're right. I tried it that night too, and I don't know. Yeah, it also.
I mean, so
what you drink-
oak by itself, oak when it's paired with something else, is not bad. But if it's just straight like I'm chewing on a piece of wood, that's where I have my problem.
So my Russell's 15 is still maybe one of my favorite bottles. And Tim, I think did I send you or Brian? Maybe sent to Brian because that was his bottle, or was that Brian's bottle or your bottle? Anyway, this Russell's 15 is still one of my favorite whiskeys. This based on my mood and in a blind could beat it, or Russell's 15 could beat this. At the same time, I think both beat Beacon, but then sometimes Beacon beats. Like we can go into this tonight, but I don't think it's worthwhile.
Or sometimes Russell's Reserve 13 beats them all.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But this is my number one so far this year. I think it's gonna be hard to beat that. I did the new 13 I do not have, so I'm going to try. But also, this is a 16-year whiskey. This is special, and yeah, this is great. But that is my top 10-ish. We're gonna call it the top 10-ish. Thanks y'all for watching. If thanks for the super chats. The top 5 you'll get as we'll spin the wheel here at the end of tonight, and you will get the top 5 samples from me. So thanks for watching tonight. But I think this next piece, Tim, of what we're about to talk about could be like cooler than the top 10.
So I would say that it's maybe more attainable. more relatable, we'll put it that way. So what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to show some bottles. Those bottles aren't necessarily the bottles that you should be looking for. They're more of this is a category you should be looking for. So maybe some things you haven't tried. A couple of them are specific bottles, but for the most part, they are things that maybe you haven't tried, maybe you haven't branched off into yet. So to start this off, this is one of the bottles I think maybe you should be looking for. This is the New Riff.
There you
go. Silver Grove Bourbon 2026. This is a 6-year. This is only about I think it was a $60 bottle. Fantastic bottle. I think you've got a bottle of this.
Yeah, I do. Damn, I do. It's down there.
Wait,
is it the bourbon or the rye?
The bourbon. I think it's the same one I've got. Yeah.
I think you just got me the rye, Tim.
I don't remember. I know I got you one of them.
Yeah. But they're
these are, I will say that the New Riff stuff recently, as it's gotten older, has gotten a lot better. It's a lot more consistent. This is a distillery only release, but you can walk into the distillery just about any day of the week. They'll have 24, 25, and 26, both bourbon and rye available. All of it about $60.
New Riff is so great. A
couple of years ago, I would have given you a completely different
I want you to
answer.
put the bottle. Sorry, Tim, put the bottle back up while you talk about this.
Yep. So a couple of years ago, I would have given an exactly different, if it'll focus.
You get it. It's the Silver Grove.
It's the Silver Grove. This is a 6-year bourbon. I don't know. It's
Right
not
when I put you on the screen,
camera's not camera's not cooperating, but it's a 6-year bourbon. This one is 116.4 proof. Again, this is a distillery only, but you can. It's not like super limited or anything like that. You can walk in any day of the week and pick one up.
Where's the distillery, Tim?
It is right by Cincinnati, just across the river in Newport.
Man, aren't they? They're just like one of my favorites. Like,
Yeah.
they're killing it, and they have 10-year stuff now, right?
So that is the 2026.
Yeah.
And yes, they do have 10-year now. You should have one of those coming your way.
You're the man.
That was the 2026 10-year. Yeah, they share a parking lot with Party Source. They actually were owned by the same people at one point in time, but there's some laws that say you can't own a liquor store and a distillery.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dave's with
but
you.
I've yeah, I've got a 10-year malted rye that's fantastic.
Oh man,
The 10-year bourbon I haven't opened yet, but I've heard nothing bad about it. So moving on to number 2. This is the last one that I'm going to have a specific bottle for. This is the K-Luke Sauternes Finish Rye.
Oh yeah. Is that a pick from?
So this is picked by Jonathan Mazzano.
Okay.
Can you hear my vacuum in the background?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Just making sure I heard.
I was wondering what happened. I was hoping no one was breaking in or something.
No, I could hear it in the background. I pause it, but this is the K-Luke Sauternes Finish Rye. Fantastic bottle. Probably not that widely available, I hate to say, but if you happen to see one out in the wild, pick it up. I think I got this one from Sealbox or Bourbon Outfitters or one of the other ones.
Real quick, Tim, maybe go back. You don't have to pull it back, but the new Rift Silver Grove, isn't it a charity bottle too? I think.
Yeah. So all of this is, a certain percentage of this goes to one of the farms, I believe.
I thought it was like the local community of Silver Grove.
Yeah. I don't have. Yeah. Proceeds from this release will benefit the Silver Grove Community Foundation. And this is a 65 corn, 30 rye, 5% malted barley.
That's awesome. And the new Riff Sherry is one of my favorite. Yeah, I'm with you, Brett.
Yeah, New Riff is doing a lot of good things. As their products gotten older, they're knocking it out of the park. So going back to this K-Luke, at least when I try it, if you've ever had any of those like ginger snap candies, sometimes they give you those when your stomach's not feeling too great, but kind of that little bit of ginger tied with some sweetness. I know Candace absolutely loves this bottle too. I'm going to be sad when it's gone, but
yeah, K-Luke's killing it. And
yeah, there's a million other K-Lukes I could have pulled up here, but this is probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
From here on out, it's kind of going to be things to branch off and try.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a bottle, but don't think that this is the only version of that out there. So next one I'm going to say is try some finished whiskey. If you haven't tried finished whiskey, there's a million different places out there doing it. That K-Luke's an example. This one here is a Found North bottle. This is Spirit Walker 6, which
you said Found North. You mean
sorry, Evernorth.
Evernorth. No, I know.
Evernorth.
I do the same thing. Yeah. I do the same thing.
Yeah, Evernorth, sorry.
Yeah.
This specific one is Kentucky Cobbler, which is batch number 6. It is finished in brandy and vanilla barrels.
Nice.
Believe they use blackberry and raspberry barrels.
Man.
Again, if you haven't tried anything that's been finished, give them a try. Evernorth in general is just doing a lot of great stuff, but I know 21090 picked Amburana finished one, the apple pie.
Man, yeah.
Yeah. So
They're killing it.
the next two are going to be some places you can branch off into. This first one, I'm going to say, if you have given finished whiskey a try some of the raw distillate that they are raw products that they are finishing with. I love a Calvados rye. So actually owning a Calvados, and I know that this one in particular,
relatable,
is not a very relatable Calvados, but
I don't even have that one, Tim.
Yeah. So
no, but Calvados like that.
Yeah.
So what is
But
Calvados?
I mean, so Calvados is a French apple brandy. So I believe it can be pear also,
Yep.
but this particular one's apple. If you like it comes across as apple. You smell it, you smell like green apples, you taste apple. It is every bit of that. But for instance, if you like the Joseph Magna cigar blends, try a cognac. If you like Sauternes finish, try and buy a bottle of Sauternes. Trying the underlying finished product, I think, really helps you understand what that specific finish lends to the bourbon. And you can kind of come up with your own things and you'll know what you'll like. So like Calvados ryes are amazing. You kind of get that apple spice thing going on, and those two flavors pair together great.
That's a good point, Tim. Like because finishing because I think a lot of times we get on here and we're so in and we're so nerdy.
Yeah.
It's good to like kind of back up where when we talk about finishing a bourbon or a rye or a whiskey, it's put all bourbons are put into a new charred oak barrel.
Yep.
And then you can finish them, right? So you pour them in another barrel, and
Yep.
you're talking about Calvados or
Yep. So I'm not talking like double oak or even French oak in this case. I'm talking, some of your wine finishes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cognac, whatever.
And it's cool to taste the thing that was originally in there.
Yes. Yeah. So if you find a finished whiskey you like, try the underlying finish, whatever it happens to be.
Yep.
It's really interesting to try them separately to see what exactly it's imparting onto the whiskey.
So on the 22, like, is it, like, what do you, is it just like super steroid apple?
Yeah, exactly. You don't get a lot of oak on it, like you might think on a whiskey. I think it's pretty uncommon that Calvados gets aged 22 years. But yeah, you get all kinds of apple. It is just straight up apple.
That's awesome.
When you try something like Sauternes wine, for example, you get a lot of that butterscotch and you pick up a lot of those funky notes.
Yeah.
Have you ever had Sauternes wine?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
you get a lot of
sweet kind
it's a really interesting wine to read about on how it's made, but we won't go into that now. I don't want to drive people away, but after you've tasted it, getting some of those notes and knowing where they're coming from is very interesting. The next thing I'll say is branch out from whatever spirit you are branch out from bourbon to try something else completely different. Here's one that I personally, and I think other people have been into.
Let's go.
Again, stupid camera doesn't want to focus, but
I think I've got it.
There we go.
Yeah.
So this in particular is a rum. A lot of people are branching out into tequilas and mezcals. Strongly encourage you to not stick to one specific spirit. I'm going to have a pour of this.
Me too.
This specific one has all kinds of pineapple on it.
Is this the J one?
Yeah, this is Jay's. I was lucky enough to pick up a bottle on safety stock.
Yeah, this one is. I took a flyer on this, obviously, because
Yep.
it's hard. Very rarely has Jay ever steered us astray, or me. I can speak for me, but Mexican rum.
Yeah, not somewhere that's really known for making their rum.
Yeah.
Or at least when you think of mainstream stuff, that's not anything that you get.
But yeah, I really love this one, Tim. And like, the pineapple obviously is the note, but man,
Yeah.
this is one of those things when I came back from vacation, I was like, I want to, like, I want this, which is weird because I typically go back to like my wild turkey or whatever, but it was so
It's a
cool.
great summer pour. It has a lot of flavor, but it's very light.
Look at
It's
the
not like a bourbon where you get a ton of oak on it. It is sweetness, you get fruit.
Look,
You do get a little bit of, I'm not going to say that this is a great entry point into rum necessarily.
no,
You do get a couple of funky notes in
it's
there.
funky. Look at the
Don't
leg.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm just like, look how it is just like
Yeah, it just coats the glass.
slowly running down the Glen. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're getting real nerdy right now talking about Mexican rum.
Yeah.
And pot still, this is a pot still rum that
Like I said, this is a rum, but if tequilas are more your thing or if mezcal is more your thing, I encourage you to, if you haven't found another spirit you like, try some other ones and try branching out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, no. Tim's doing a great job here with expand your palate and try new stuff. Yeah.
Bourbon's not everything. I love my bourbon and I've got plenty of it sitting behind me, but every once in a while it's nice to have something different.
So does it change for you, Tim, like in the summer? Like, when it gets really hot or like if it gets really cold, like I feel like something happens in me, it changes.
So I'll say that in the summer, I definitely gravitate towards those lighter pours. I've been liking rums here lately. I just finished off a bottle of Rolling Fork.
Yeah.
Again, a nice light rum. I've been loving this rye sauternes finish. It's a nice light, nice light rye even.
Yeah.
I don't go to those heavy oaks, stuff like that, in the summers typically.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I kind of do. Let's keep rolling. Maybe Tim, people are jumping in the chat. So it's like with Armagnac, Armagnac's great.
Yeah, that's another one. If you haven't tried it, or especially if you like finishes with Armagnac already, that kind of can act as a gateway to move you into something. Whether that be Armagnacs, cognacs, whatever.
Yeah, I think Sauterne is I would say that is one that is like it's what would you call it, Tim, where it's not like the first finish or like most popular finish, but it's kind of that next like tier 2 or
I would say it's up there with like a Calvados or or a they both are up there, not kind of like a tier 2 less common finish. But and I would say especially on the wine side, I'm not saying they're hard to find, but if you go to a big wine store, the amount of other bottles they're going to have besides Sauternes is going to be a very small portion.
Yeah.
And they can range all over the place in pricing. They can be anywhere from because they're kind of a dessert wine. Again, and this is kind of probably going more into wines than Whiskey Channel needs to, but
that's what we do here.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of lean towards that dessert wine, very sweet. They definitely have a little bit of funkiness to them, on top of the butterscotch that you get.
Yeah.
And a lot of that gets with, at least in my opinion, I think that comes from how it's made. If you don't know, it's made by basically grapes molding on the vine, in
Yeah.
the Bordeaux region.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
So Tim, really quick, let's get slightly more nerdy on this,
Yep.
and then let's move on.
Yep.
Um, Copper Pot Still,
Mhm.
Oaxacan rum, Reposado, fresh
Yep.
pressed cane juice harvested from the steep slopes of Oaxaca,
Yep.
fermented for 25 days in pine vats, aged 11 oak casks that previous contained red wine,
Yep.
and it's a single barrel,
Yeah.
which Jay, and he told me, by the way, he told me the story, and he also wrote down what he
Mhm.
in his email, take.com, T8KE. Sorry, I'm not paid by him, but I'm a fan. But man, like, so cool that story, and like fact that we can get this and the story behind it of like going up in the mountains and
Yeah.
anyway, it's just, and then it's a small family owned operation, and anyway.
It sounded like maybe there's 3 people there.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it sounded like. It sounded like there's a grandfather, maybe a son, and his
Yeah.
grandson, and that's
So
about.
Alembic Serrano, and I think maybe it is a maybe for folks who are in the rum scene more, may know, like, and but yeah, I'm just new to this, Tim, and
Yeah.
it's like, but it's cool. It's cool to try. So all right.
Some of the other ones that are maybe, I personally don't own any, but I've tried some. If you're a bourbon drinker, you might like some Four Squares. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. They do a lot of aging in ex-bourbon barrels.
Yep. All right. Here we go. Tim, summertime in Texas is ranch. Hack always talks about ranch water, which I love some ranch water. I
Yeah.
just don't know. It just sounds kind of gross, like where you get the Hidden Valley and you just put it in water and you shake it. Sorry, it's a joke. It's a
Yeah,
joke.
I was gonna say, I think you're thinking a whole different drink than they are.
I'm just joking. Serrano, part of the name, or is there spicy pepper? No, I think it's actually
No,
uh,
yeah,
the name.
it doesn't have anything to do with the pepper.
Andy Kutch just put America and $5. Cheers, America. Thank you, Andy. That's very
Yep,
kind
thank
of you.
you.
Tim, what do you got left? Because
So I have got 1 bottle left,
oh yeah,
and there's a very specific reason I saved this bottle last.
oh god,
So I would encourage you
yes.
to try your craft whiskey brands. This happens to be Broad Branch. You talked about them working with Nancy earlier, but this is one of theirs that is their Rise. As you can see, I think most of these come out as hazmat. So this is a 144 proof bottle. Again, I would encourage you to try some craft whiskey brands. Venture off from those legacy distillers that you see, covering 99% of the shelves at a liquor store. You never know what you're going to find.
That is a great shout out. I love me some Broad Branch, and
Yeah.
144 proof. There's a reason that's
Yeah. There's a reason it's the last one, because I wanted to be able to taste everything the rest of the night. But it is unapologetically a rye.
Yep. Do you? It is crafty, right? But
Yeah.
but like it is special.
Yeah. I will say that it is a very good rye. It is a very good craft whiskey. Another one you might try is something like Crittenden's. He's a very small distillery. He is not putting out a ton. He does not have a wide distribution. I know some of his stuff's available on like Bourbon Outfitters and some other places, but for the most part, he is not putting out a lot of whiskey.
Oh.
A lot of people like Frey Ranch.
Oh yeah.
I feel that a lot of their shelf products are easy to find, but Some of their other stuff's not.
Yep. No, that's
What are some other ones you might recommend?
yeah. So Tim, I was going to highlight a company that I really love that I think really did great this year, and then I was going to go into finish some samples and then um spin the wheel
Yep.
and kind of roll this out. But Tim, I think this year, let me kind of go. Oh, one day I'll learn how to do this. Um, I think Pursuit this year really had a great year, Tim, and they
Yep.
were like they were in that like last tier of things for me. Um, I will say too, just to
I
be
so
yeah,
I was not a fan of their honey one that they just released, but
yeah. You tried it?
I was down at
Yeah.
their bar last weekend.
So I'll agree. And I love the Pursuit guys. And I've got the cognac cask, I've got the Kodama Mizunara, and I've got the Sakura Blossom in it. They're great. The Honey Hog for me was not great. It
Yeah.
was I'm not a big honey finish guy anyway. At the same time, it was just a little just wasn't my thing. So I do want to say that that's their latest release. If you like honey finish, you like sweet stuff, try it.
Yeah.
I think for me it just wasn't the best, but I was really like I'm a fan of them. I'm rooting for them, and they did some great stuff this year.
I love that cognac rye.
Yeah, you
The
can see I
Mizunara
love
is
it too.
really good. I don't own a bottle of the Sakura, but that is one of the ones I tried when I was down there.
Yeah. So I'm a fan of them. Let's see here. Maybe let me just put.
Looks like we've got a couple other recommendations in the chat for
Oh yeah.
other craft brands to try out.
Let's do that.
Let's see. We've got Old Glory from Dave Vogelsang.
Yeah, well, Glory's great. Yeah, no, I like this. Let's talk craft.
Yep.
And then we're gonna maybe in the next couple minutes cut off the super chats. Thanks, y'all. Are we good, producer with the super chats? Thank you so much, the producers. Let's see. So
I will say I did try that Green River honey. It's not a honey barrel finish as you normally think of it. They actually added honey to it. Um, it's not bad. It's I think it would be an awesome cocktail mixer. Um, it's only it's a fairly cheap bottle of whiskey, but
yeah, so Tim, everyone's been talking about this barrel cigar, and I can't find it. I,
Mhm.
I can't find it. It's like on secondary. Um, Brandon.
I had
Thank you.
seen I had seen a ton of bottles of it over Father's Day. I mean, I've been trying not to go to liquor stores here recently since I'm trying not to buy stuff this month, but um I
Yeah,
know over Father's Day I definitely
yeah,
saw a bunch of it in liquor stores down in Louisville.
yeah. The barrel bourbon cigar blend, 111.2 proof. Looking up the specs here, Todd's talking about this. Everyone's talking about the cigar blend. Um, Todd, if there is, I haven't put my nose in this, but if I smell the wood that I think I'm about to smell, I'm gonna just pour this out.
I don't think there's Amberana in it. I could be wrong, but I don't think there
I do
is.
not smell amber on it. And Tim, I can smell the amber on.
Exactly. You could smell it in a rick house.
Tim and I have gone to many rick houses together.
Yeah, one or
Um,
two.
and we've been taught how to thieve.
Yep. Special ways to thieve. Yeah.
Wow, I love the nose on this. This barrel, again, I'm sipping on this barrel bourbon cigar blend, which is in the top 10 for some folks. And I love barrel. I mean, Tim, what do you think about barrel?
So I love a lot of their products. The one thing I hate is that when you're looking at them on a shelf, they are very hard to tell what you're getting.
I know. I know. The specs on this.
I was just pulling that up myself.
Oh, in the chat. Look at that. Wow. On top of it. What does Sweet Cindy say? All right, everyone settle down. I know we're close to after dark here.
No, believe me, Cindy, if you'd seen the thieving technique he was taught, I'm sure you'd have some thoughts on that as well.
Okay, so I will say, wow, okay. Is there Canadian in this?
I don't think there is.
18? Oh, there's Dickel.
There's 18
Dickel.
from Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana.
There's Dickel.
7.5 to 18 year.
There's Dickel. If there's 18 and it's Kentucky, Indiana, it's Dickel.
That could be Barton.
That's true. It could, but are you throwing that in a cigar blend? I mean, the nose.
So do they call it out as bourbon, or do they call it out as? It could be light whiskey. I mean, the 18-year part
it
could be light whiskey
too. We could, but if it's Tennessee,
I'm gonna assume that the Tennessee is probably the 18-year,
and it's Dickel. All right, the nose though. I wish I did not know,
because now you're going to be looking for that minerality.
I'm going to try to find that Flintstone vitamin. Yeah. Whoa. Maybe no. If no one said Dickel, I would have never got it. But because someone said, well, because it's 18-year Tennessee, this is great.
So it's finished in Madeira, Armagnac, rum, and Hungarian oak.
Hungarian? This is just crazy. I think this was Todd was saying, was this in Todd's top 5?
I believe it was.
Madeira, Armagnac, rum, Hungarian. That's my jam.
Yeah.
That is my jam. Is Connoisseur, Eric, are you in here still? Oh, here we go.
So it says the Hungarian lends a gentle cola spice note to it.
Porter says Mac will not find it. Eric, what do you?
So I'll say that. So we were at Nashville Barrel for your birthday during that, or no, not during that trip, during Nashville in November.
Yep.
And we were at Nashville Barrel Company, and I was trying one of the really old, it was like a 20-something year, something like that. And I tried it, and, I first taste, I'm like, yeah, that's really good. And then I started asking questions about it. And then after I found out it was Dickel, like I couldn't get that note out of my mind.
I know.
My mind just latched onto it, and that was all I could taste.
I know. Tim, here you go. Kevin O'Malley, thank you so much for the super chat. Tim was one of the first people that was super generous and sent me a few banger samples. Showed me how awesome the bourbon. Same.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed them.
That's Tim, and that is Tim, which he's the man. So that's awesome. Thank you, Tim, for doing that. I will say, let me just do like a quick little. These are the finishes I want, and I feel like the Dickel. I wish I knew the blend percentage.
So it could be Tennessee Distiller Group.
I know, but come on. I really like it.
Do you find a minerality in it? No. If you look for it?
It's so slight, and
I think the finishes, it could cover up any more minerality that's there.
Yeah. This is great. This is great. I don't know what MSRP is. Do you have MSRP on there?
Knowing them, it's probably around 120 to 150, somewhere in there.
Wait, the Indiana components are 18?
Really?
This is from Sealbox.
From Sealbox.
That's really interesting. If the Indiana components,
Indiana is the Indiana's 18?
That's what it says on Sealbox.
Sealbox. We're gonna the producer is double checking this, but Sealbox says the 18-year component is Indiana.
See, again, that kind of goes back to what I don't like about Barrel. is I wish they didn't hide that. They have a lot of good stuff, but just be more transparent about it.
Let's see.
See, people are saying it's right around 80 to 90 bucks.
$80. If I could find this for 80, I would like to have it. All right, Tim, I've got one more sample and we got to end this thing.
Okay.
And it's kind of a shame that I'm doing this now. So I'm only going to do half of it.
What do you got there?
Um,
I see Reveries written on the front of it, but what is it?
This is the 19.
Mm.
Jay.
Oh, the Behemoth, or is that what they called that one?
Yeah, Jay gifted me this, which is very nice of him. He did not have to do that. Oh my gosh. The producer is the best person in this world.
You got a stemmed Glen to drink that one out of?
I need a stemmed, a stemmed Glen, something fancy. Yeah. Naomi Grace is doing the Lord's work. We're gonna do it in the Fountain Inn, or the stem, or actually stem.
Which one?
The stem, the fanciest
the stemmed
stem
one, yeah.
ever.
Either got to be stemmed or crystal, one of the two.
But no, so it was just anyway. It's very kind. He did not have to do this. This is that 19-year
Heaven Hill, was
Heaven
it?
Hill sample.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna round out. But yeah, Tim. So looking ahead,
yeah,
I think the Russell's 13, which Hack has, and it's coming. Oh yeah.
I've
we go.
Got a bottle coming my way as soon as they finally decide to ship them.
Nice. Yeah, you do. Which I've actually heard mixed things about that, which sucks, but that's like Eddie's thing. But
I mean, I'll say that people on the internet, it pays to be polarizing. Either be strongly like or strongly dislike.
Yeah.
The reality with a lot of these LEs, especially from legacy distillers, is they are all good. There might be some that are slightly better.
Yeah.
But they're all good whiskey. So I'm not that worried, even if there is a bunch of negative reviews about it.
Here's this 19, which is crazy. A 19-year Heaven Hill single barrel. I don't even know the specs on this. I think
the only Heaven Hill I've got in that range is I've got their wheat whiskey that's that old.
Man, I'm excited to see you, Tim, coming in for the Reveries, year 2.
I just wrapped up some making some food for us to grill out while we're there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've got some ground brisket burgers and some pork and bacon burgers as well.
That's awesome, man. And that's how you had that when I first met you, and that was so awesome.
Oh yeah, I made ribs for that. Trip.
The ribs were awesome.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna cut off the wheel, but you're gonna get thanks so much, guys, for
thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, we got you're gonna get a sample of the Wild Turkey Austin Nichols Gold Foil, the Michter's 10 Bourbon. I'm crying as I'm saying this, but I love y'all. The Abraham Bowman Rye.
Hopefully your sample fares better than my hand-delivered one.
Dude, UPS, I hate you. Reveries, the Deep, and then Reveries Raven 5. That is my top 5 this year so far. So we're going to cut off right now. All right, and you're going to to the iMessage. All right, so Tim, you're still sipping on?
I'm back to the rum right now. I had a little sip of the rye, but back to the rum.
Oh my God. So the 19-year from Reveries, I think people were right.
It was a lot of money. It was like $1,200 or something.
It was like $1,200. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I did not enter into. At the same time, if you had a single barrel of Heaven Hill, that was 19 years.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be pricey no matter, outside of, I'm not going to say that Jay is the cheapest of his barrels around, but no matter who released that, that would have been expensive.
Yeah. And so I do think that like of all the things, like, and also like, he's my friend. So, you
Yeah.
guys take it for what it is, but like, um, it is one of those things where it's like, it it's just I don't know what I would do. I don't know what it's like in the pricing game. Pricing is a tough thing. I don't have to be involved in that, so I stay outside and I judge it, right? And it's nice to do that here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here we go. But
Well,
Tim, this
like I
has been
said,
awesome.
even for him, that was not a cheap barrel,
Oh,
and I believe it was a short barrel at that.
yeah.
So
All right.
I get the pricing. It's just outside of something I'm willing to spend.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So anyway, let me do a real quick review of this, which is also the fact that he gave this to me is just really kind of him. And man, the nose on this is, when Heaven Hill gets old. And by the way, the one thing Duran sent me this before I even started the stream, Tim, which is Justice for Heaven Hill 22.
Yeah.
I do not have a bottle of Heaven Hill 22.
So I had the opportunity to buy one and didn't. I passed on one.
And
It was a little bit of a markup, but yeah, I've passed on a bottle.
MSRP of that, wasn't it? Can we look up MSRP?
I think it was in the threes.
No, of just regular Heaven Hill 22 this year. Yeah.
I think it was
I
in
think
the
it had to be
threes.
325, 3.
Yeah. I unfortunately
319.
I didn't manage to get one at MSRP because they so Heaven Hill cut off all allocation drops at the distillery. And it was right about that time.
Damn.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know what they're going to do when they start releasing Heaven Hill, whatever the release is for this year, but it's usually that releases on right around Halloween.
oh man.
And usually it's only a distillery release.
Well, you sir are the reason I got VVS, and then we killed VVS on the Hack
Yeah.
and Mac live stream in Nashville. Thank you, sir.
Yep. You got, well,
I got
did
multiple.
you get the 11 year? I know you tried the 11 year.
No, I'm saying you,
Yeah. Yeah. We killed the 13 on stream.
which is insane.
We tried the 11 year VVS on a hotel bottle share.
Yes, we did.
Hotel lobby bottle share.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
This is the 19-year Heaven Hill Behemoth from Reveries. Thank you, Jay. The nose on this is that crazy funky oak, super extra aged Rick House thing with like light fruit toffee. I'd say toffee 80 times tonight. That's my like cheat code tonight. But that's my favorite thing, and I'm getting that here. I get some dark chocolate like cocoa nibs on the nose, and then this is nice. This is
So what's the oak impact like on it? Does
it's
it come across as very oaky, or does it come across as, or I should say not oak, but
it's perfect.
I'll say,
Unfortunately,
tannic,
it is
no.
tannic. You get the caramel cake, you get
Yeah.
the caramel dolce, you get the I wish I had a bottle, but it would so expensive.
Yeah, it was an expensive bottle.
But also like it's a special bottle that no one else freaking in DP world has.
Yeah.
All right.
I just have a hard time of spending, a mortgage payment on.
Yeah.
That's
a good point, Tim. And it's a good point.
Yeah. Actually, it's more than a mortgage payment, but
yeah, it's a lot. All right. Let's end this.
Cindy's asking if you like Heath bars.
I love Heath bars, Cindy. How did you know? All right, here we go. Last year's Russell 13 was great. Somebody be kind enough to send me samples of full. Yeah, Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey. We don't get those cool full BTAC lineups. We're not cool enough yet. Some people get to roll into Michter's before we get there, Tim.
I was going to say you're not getting media samples.
We're not getting media samples, y'all. Here we go. Let's see here. Best pour tonight, Tim. Best pour tonight, which you were good. I'm sitting here ripping through things.
So my best pour tonight, that's really a toss-up. So I would say if I had to pick one, it'd be the K. Luke Sauternes finish.
Wow.
Rye.
Okay.
If I had to pick one, because that's a bottle I can go back to any time of the day. Some of the other ones, like the Broad Branch Hazmat, I'm not going to just sit there and just pound a bottle of, I can't drink half a bottle of that, but I definitely could have the K. Luke.
Yeah. Well, tonight this is tough between Austin Nichols, this, and anyway, I don't know, Tim. It's been a long night.
Yeah.
Let me add to the stage. What is my ads here? I get worried about my cookie ads. Let's see. Everyone look at my cookie ads. Ole Miss.
Well, at least it's not something weird. So
well, I don't do anything weird, dude. Y'all, thanks so much. This is for the samples. Tim, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Oh,
Hack,
anytime.
we miss you, Hack. But man, I'm excited. I'm glad you are. I'm just shuffling as I talk.
So speaking of places, next time we're down in Louisville, we need to go to Copper and Kings. Fantastic tour.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Fantastic tour. They do American brandy.
Nice. Does this have the Venmo and everything on it? And yeah, so we are good. Y'all, let me know. This is for the top 5 the top 5 samples tonight. One set of 5 hand delivered. Y'all are awesome. I'm gonna how many more times should I shuffle, Tim?
Oh, how about 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how short or how long we're gonna do this, but we're just gonna send this and click it. How about that, y'all? Here it is.
Looks like Cindy's had some Copper and Kings. I got to try some of their brandies as well as some of the finishes.
Pour Decisions. Cheers. Pour Decisions. I think we probably have your email, but just for my sake, if you could just email your address that we're going to hand deliver this to at hackandmacshow@gmail.com, that would be awesome. But yeah, Tim, thank you so much, man. It's been awesome hanging with you.
It was great being on.
Great suggestions, and yeah, man, it's a good time to be into whiskey, huh?
Yeah, it is. I think here in the next year, I think you're going to start to see all these. I think you're going to see age statements go up.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks here.
Yep. I'll see you in DC at Jay's event.
Awesome. All right. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, all.
Cheers.
See you next week. Hack is going to be back, and yeah.
Yep.
Whiskey should be fun. Cheers, all.
Absolutely. Talk to you later.
So for all the people that came here tonight,
cheers.
Everybody in the room,
cheers.
hey, this YouTube thing has been fun, but it's way more fun hanging out with you.
Cheers,
And
y'all.
we appreciate everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Damn, that's good.
Oh, the rye is so good.
Damn, that's good.
Oh,
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers,
one more
y'all.
pour. Have
More
one more
pour, y'all.
pour
Have
with
one more
somebody
pour.
you love, because you never know when it's that last pour.
That's true, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Buddy.
Good night, y'all. Have a good night.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts.